Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and we are about to hit 9,000 subscribers. And with your help, we can certainly make it there. Now, this is all about the Mcfarlane Digital, and if you have it, fantastic. Personally, I don't have this one. This is a commission item. And my request, or the request given to me, was to make a color change on this Batman. Now, will Mcfarlane give us that color change later? He may not, but I don't ask questions. I just do the work. And yes, the best thing to do here is to start by removing all of those blue pieces because we want to make that color change as clean as possible to make it look like it came out of the box that way. So I've been asked to change the blue to a black. And that is what we're going to do in this video. Now, I'm not going to show you everything on it, but I will certainly tell you what I did. And once again, you'll have to begin by heating up your figure, either with a hot hair dryer, heat gun, or hot water. And that cape is removable. It's got a large peg on the back. You can carefully remove it off of the clavicles in the front. The head obviously pops off, very simple. Now those gauntlets are also rubber and you can remove those as well as the boots. You'll leave everything into a RIT dye bath for 2 days. That is a synthetic RIT dye. Obviously I used black. Now, once you bring it out, let it dry, and then you can either use black ink to cover up the blues that didn't fully transition or are still in blue, or you can use your acrylic paint. Now, as you can tell, I didn't do anything to the torso. I didn't do anything to the belt. I covered the face with liquid mask so that I wouldn't damage the color tones on that. And this is what it looks like now with the color change and the alternate head sculpt. You're gonna have to glue that cape back on. You want to start with a square peg in the back. Glue that on, let it dry completely. Then work on the left or right side, one at a time. Use the gel super glue because it dries transparent. And it doesn't have that ugly look when it does dry. It actually will not be white, it will be transparent. Now be careful that if you don't allow it to dry completely, this cape may transfer some of that dye onto the shoulders and the back. This is what it looks like when you actually do this correctly. The boots themselves look really clean because you remove them. And you also dye them and you paint them. They have a very small amount of glue holding them on. And that's really all you need to install them back on there. Now those pegs that are in the ankles, those dye somewhat well. It's still best to use your ink to paint those. If you don't have ink, then yes, go ahead and use the acrylic paint. And there's plenty of room in there for those ankles to move. You'll have to, again, allow plenty of time for that RIT dye to bleed out. And that is on the gauntlets, the boots, and that cape. Otherwise, you'll have that color bleeding out onto the gray, and if you don't clean it up right away, it will stain permanently. Here, I have a blotter between the cape and the torso, and yes, I've already cleaned it up several times. I'm going to hold on to this just a bit longer because I don't want my customer to then have to deal with cleaning up those black marks or transfers from the cape. And yes, the cape may also touch part of the body at the bottom. Even though it's going to be in a package, it's best to wait before sending it back out. Here's a finished look at the product. We'll see you next time.
you.